So take the Dutch Bros drinks out. Oh, we have two different flavors here. Okay, so we should probably not mix them together. 87. Really, really full. And squish that down. And that's it. And I'm going to turn that off. Okay, so I had a power outage while this was drying. It was out long enough for this to start to melt, and then when it restarted, some of it was ice inside, and immediately the trays turn on and it melts it. So we'll see how that goes. We had a power outage. It was off for a long enough time that the freeze dryer started to thaw. The problem came in when the power came back on, and it had heated up enough so that it started to, well, it hadn't actually started to melt because it was still below freezing, but just barely. Then the power comes on, and it was at the part of the cycle that the heaters for the trays were on. And so that immediately starts warming the trays, but the food's no longer frozen. So you can see it melted it out, and it actually splattered all over the place. So definitely have to do a cleaning. So, yep. So they dried, but it caused a problem in the meantime. Yeah, so they started to melt. I'm going to save out a couple of cups for rehydration and try these out. It's supposed to be all the same thing, but a couple of them looks like they might be the chocolate kind. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Yeah, these are going to be harder to crush because the melty nature of it. It's pretty good. Well, I'll just crush it all and divide it up. So, if you have a power outage, what do? If it's a very short one, half hour, 15 minutes, you probably do nothing. When the power comes back on, the harvest rate starts back up right where it left off, which is great for a short outage. We've had a 15-minute outage before, and it works out great. But this one was 3 or 4 hours. Yeah, I can see how much that melted. And it was in part of the cycle that was just the beginning of the final dry cycle, and the tray heaters were on. So, when it resumed, the tray heaters were on. And by that time, the things on the trays were beginning to thaw. It was up to about 30 degrees Fahrenheit. It was way too warm to be freeze drying, but it resumed the cycle where it left off and turned the tray heaters on before it had a chance to refreeze. And it melted any of the ice still in the drinks. For longer power outages like this, I probably would have been better off if I had canceled the drying and restarted it from the beginning with a short cycle time. I'm going to keep out a little bit for a 2-cup sample. Okay, that's close enough. So this will be the sample for 2 cups. So I've got the batch number up here in case the label falls off, and then I can just refer to my notebook and I know what this is. So then I've got that it's 8 cups and how much mix per cup. Got the coffee drink and a scoop in there. So the Dutch Bros Mocha, I'm going to just have, so this was 2 cups, but I'm going to only put maybe a half cup or a cup of water because I want it to be iced. And so going to use boiling hot water. So boiling hot water to rehydrate it, to dissolve it, and then I'll add ice.
Normally they're coffee.
Wow, it's very frothy. It's the chocolate milk one.